What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. You know, it's worse than I thought. It's worse than I thought. The meta players are on drugs. They're on drugs. They just are. Alright, so before I add this buff, let's go over it. 1-7. Now, Fire Tank gets a huge, and I mean a massive buff for just being fire. Now, mind you, I don't even have the other augment, which is even higher than this. Let me get compound here, right there. All right. Now we're going to look at that. Now that's 179. Not much. Not much of a difference. But, you know. Once again, we're just going to build up. Now that's 3.4, right? Now mind you, this is what's fucked up. Right? I'm at 3.4. Now, what this guy failed to realize, he's like, well, you know, it's still double, and it's like, dude, listen. This is without infinity mods. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this. So I have no infinity, right? Yes, I have the one buffs, but if I had the other mod, it's going to go up by 10%. So I'm going to get 15% for the tactical mods, right? That's an extra additional 10%, additional 2% for infinity. I don't even know how many source marks I have. I can go get them, but I won't have it unlocked. So if I go to the Hall of Doom, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not a lot of trolls who are going to sacrifice their power out or their debuff affinity, you know, their affinities that increase their power outage or their debuffs to push out Tet. It's just, listen, I play trolls, I play tanks, and I have never seen one troll just build for Tet. It's just never happened. They build for multiple things, but never, ever, ever have seen it. And, oh, that's not the vendor I'm looking for. Right here, I believe. So, right here, you get your health mod. Usually, what they usually, urgent warfronts. Ooh, nice. Okay. So, forgot that's there. Usually they'll go vitalization versus health. Some might do a might buff, you know, all sorts. But to build health, no. But tanks will go health, right? Or restoration or dom. You know what I'm saying? That's their, you know, what they do. So being that I'm like a tank, I go health. So I'm just going to be like, oh, looky, there's a health. And then my B is going to be another health, right? So there's 2%. Then I'm going to add, right? If I add the other 15%, I'm already going to push even further up. That's why I'm like, now I can't unlock this affinity because I don't have the epics yet. I don't have the elite gear. Okay? I just don't have the elite gear yet. This is my ult. But fire tanks already get a huge ass health buff. That's why I'm like, what in the hell kind of crack ass shit are you smoking, dude? So if I and I'm putting these in, right? And when I get infinity unlocked, which I don't have yet, I'm going to now get 2% additional health on top of my other bonuses. Okay? Now, if I was to use, and I'll get it because I'm planning on unlocking the chest piece with the event with this tune. So I'll show you, but I'm not going to put it on. It's compounding. Like, compound numbers matter. So if I go to my ultimate tactic mods, right? And I do the chest. So I open one of these. And I go to ultimate hardy mod. That's for the chest. That's 15%. Okay? So now I'm 15% instead of 5%. Now, a troll could do that. Right? They could add the affinity mods of health. They could add the ultimate hardy mod. But over extended supercharge, never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. It's not. It's just not feasible for a troll to do that. It's just like, they just pretty much bank, well, I'm a troll, I get 2 times. And the DPS isn't going to apply, a buff to everybody, because they're selfish pieces of shit. So, extended supercharge. That's what they're going to do, right? Because they're pushing out power with shields. So I'm just kind of giving you guys the base numbers here. So it's kind of funny to me when everybody's like, oh my god, like, you don't know, dude, you guys are talking to the numbers guy. It's like, I'm going to, if I had Rings of Azar, right? If I get Rings of Azar and I get Starheart, I'm going to be able to smoke the troll. There's nothing you can do about that because it's compounding. That's why I'm like, dude, get over it, man. But you guys should blame Zazo, hey, right? Because trolls have as much health as a tank. It's like, no, they don't. And mind you, I'm not even in, like, high-end gear. So, like I said, if... That's 3-4 on my alt. That's why I'm like, no, dude. This is my alt. This isn't even my health tank. Now, the same thing applies with my health tank. My health tank will actually still get over 4 million with Rings of Azar and the Starheart, right? With everything, stacked up. But the fire tank and the rage tank will scale up even a little bit even higher, pushing out Tet buff even further. Now, like I said, and this is the disclosure, if a troll was to build health. Now, mind you, the tanks automatically get a double health boost from the Heart of Isis. So a double health buff can be procced up on Heart of Isis, right? One for the team and one for self. So the team one applies to everybody, including the tank, and then there's a self buff, all right, which is another health. That's compounding. That's not even including the trinket, which includes base health. And then on top of it, you're going to be using, your heartthrob, 5%. Add your other buffs. So trolls can't keep up unless they specifically build health. If they do that, if a troll builds for health, if they're specifically built for pushing out Tet, they will lose somewhere else. It's either going to be their debuff or their vitalization. They're going to lose in vitalization, which affects their debuffs and their power, their group power heals. That's usually never going to happen. Or even their extended supercharge. It's just not going to happen. No matter what you say, it's just like that goes against pretty much majority of troll build configurations. Not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. But are you going to sacrifice all of that to beat the tank who can carry it? Because they've got over double the health. Unless you do it. It's like, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. But blame Zazo. Zazo said, well, trolls have the same amount of health. They don't. They don't. They don't. They honestly don't. So right there at 179. And like I said, this is just my lobby. I'm not even at 500 yet. I don't even have any elite gear or anything. Now let's say I switch to DPS. What's my health look like? It's even lower. There's the proof right there alone. Right there. Switching from a tank to a DPS. You see the health drop. Let alone the compounding effects from the boost for being a tank. Because it's compounding. That's why I'm like, they're on drugs. They're on drugs. The meta players are on drugs. Not only can't they count, they're on drugs. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Proof is in the pudding. Kiss my ass, meta. Have a nice day.